Rachel Hammer of the Youth People and Communities in Sunderland Culture, and your colleagues, and one of your young people who's coming along.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just get that awkward, get my, can everyone see that first slide?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great. So yes, so thank you for asking us today. So I said I'm Rachel Hamer, Young People and Communities producer, and I'm joined by Emily. Emily, could you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Emily and I'm part of the Celebrate Different Collective.
Brilliant. Thanks, Emily. And I'm also joined by Rory as well. Could you introduce yourself, Rory?
Hi, I'm Rory. I work with Rachel to developing the Bright Lights program, but I'm also a freelancer developing digital content for cultural organisations as well.
Fantastic, thank you. So just in brief, Sunderland Culture, an NPO organisation based across Sunderland. We manage 5 venues across the city as well as a city-wide programme, and Celebrate Different falls into this. So to kick us off, Emily, could you tell us what Celebrate Different Collective is?
Yeah, Celebrate Different Collective is a group of young people. We meet on a Wednesday and would normally organise arts and like culture events, exhibitions, but we've moved online and we just organised Bright Lights online and released it a few days ago.
Brilliant. Thank you, Emily. So yeah, so Celebrate Different Collective, or when they were first known, Sunderland Culture Young Ambassadors, and thankfully the group came up with a much better name than we did, started on the back of our consultation as part of our City of Culture bid, what would have been Sunderland 2021, if we'd awarded that, and we did a lot of work around youth voice as part of that and wanted to continue, and we were given Culture Bridge Partnership investment funding to continue that, and so Celebrate Different Collective came about. And we started with them in June of 2019 to work towards an event. And at Sunderland Culture, we are really invested in young people's voices, young people's ideas, and them really taking the lead as part of this event. They did everything from risk assessments to the evaluation, to booking artists, to interviewing artists. Absolutely everything was the young people's ideas through that, and wanted to have that long-term commitment that that group would continue throughout. And like I say, normally they organise different things, and during lockdown, we went online quite quickly. So we decided that we would just see what we could do during that time. It was a new platform for all of us. Some young people did join us on that platform and some haven't felt comfortable, and will be rejoining after that time. And in that time, we were planning an exhibition that was meant to be in autumn of 2020 and is now in January 2022. And during this time, we were still in that unknown, and we were still planning for that exhibition to happen. And what we found is that actually, as well as planning things, we needed a bit of time to do some creative elements. And I think we were all feeling the pressures of lockdown. So we brought in different artists to work with the group. We created a GIF at the top as well, working with Jay Blood and different artists to come in to kind of help us navigate this time, and something that we're doing during this time as well. And we had some new young members join as well, and navigating how to join with new young people was really interesting, and we found really good feedback of working with different artists during this time. And then this brings us, we found out in the summer that we weren't able to do our exhibition in the autumn and that it was going to be pushed back. But for the last few years, for the last 25 years, there's been a youth arts exhibition at one of our venues at Arts Centre Washington. And this is a real celebration of young people's artwork from across the city, 11 to 19. And over the last few years, we've developed our young curators who look at the artwork, help select the artwork, and then curate the exhibition, where everything goes, the narration that goes with it, the feel, the launch, the event. And over the last few years, we've developed this, and this is something that after Celebrate Different, which was their event in November 2019, that Celebrate Different Collective took over the running of. And then this year, we're planning for this in November, and we're still hoping that we were going to be in a venue and have a physical exhibition at Arts Centre Washington. So we did plan for that, but what we decided with Celebrate Different was that we would then put out the themes for other young people to respond to. So Emily, would you tell us a little bit about the themes and where they came from?
Yeah, we as a group came up with some themes. We sort of took inspiration from the Paint the Sound in Town exhibition. The themes we thought were really relevant to life at the minute, especially for us young people, especially the theme of the lockdown. We thought other people would have lots to say, and they did. We got some really great artwork back that represented our themes really well.
Fantastic, thank you, Emily. So yes, so we were planning for it to be in person, but we'd always planned for a digital element as well as part of this, knowing that in this time things can change quite rapidly. And we got a really good response of young people submitting their artworks, and we will tell you a little bit about the digital as well. But what we also curated was working with a gallery, even though it's the shopping centre, the galleries, to produce a poster site across that venue, knowing that that was something that people could go and see, and took over a shop front window. So that was installed a couple of weeks ago and will be there, submitting some of the artwork that was chosen, and young people chose the artwork selected either for the posters and for physical, and also those for digital as well. And the group were very selective on what they chose, and it was really interesting about how we did that during lockdown, and kind of how navigate those conversations. And I think Emily will agree, normally it's a lot more free flowing, but over Zoom we had to do a lot more going around going, Emily, what did you think? Because of that nature of conversation, just navigating that as well.
Sorry, just
Have
one minute. 1 minute.
1 minute, brilliant. Great, I've got 1 minute on here, fantastic. So I'll pass over now to Rory. Rory, could you tell us about how we did the digital exhibition? And we'll put a link up afterwards as well to the digital exhibition as well.
Sure. So with everyone submitting their works photographically, we were able to look at them over Zoom and see which ones we thought properly represented the themes that we were choosing and which ones not so much. And when we created our short list from our long list, I was able to digitally recreate the Art Centre Washington's gallery, and using a program called Blender, develop what the exhibition would look like were we able to put it on in real life, with the exception of we put some grass in there just for fun. And yeah, it was great being able to just move things around in digital space in a way that's completely unlike the physical installing and curating of an exhibition, because there are less physical limitations to everything about it. You can make things as big or as small, or floating in the middle of the air. There's so yeah, that's essentially
Brilliant.
it.
Thank you, Rory. And just very lastly, Emily, what has it been like doing this digitally and having meetings on Zoom and everything? What's it been like for you?
It was quite weird at first and sort of difficult to get around being on Zoom, but especially organising this exhibition on Zoom, it's made it so much easier, and we could manipulate the size of the images and make it look how we wanted and not be constricted by a building. It was really great to have complete freedom over what we could do.
Brilliant, thank you. So that's been a very whistle-stop tour. My email is on here and we'll circulate it round, but we've just had a lovely time working together on Zoom, and young people and Emily are still coming to sessions, which is fantastic. So yes, so it's been really lovely talk, and we'll be around, stick around after for any questions as well.